Hello, it's July. After July 4th weekend, it's about 4:43. We're about to give you a quick market update in just a moment. Come in and join us, and that way we have a live audience. So just give us about a minute, and we're going to begin. You don't want to miss this market. Go for a lot of information, go for statistics, not do any guessing or anything like that. So I want to kind of show you exactly what's going on and I think the market's going to be and kind of give you our forecast for the rest of this month. And then all you have to do is look for actions on a daily or weekly basis to move. Um, Before we begin, our normal disclaimer to state this is for education use only. We're not soliciting you buy or selling a particular instrument. If you do so, you're doing that your own by EII Capital Group. It cannot be copied or distributed without our written permission. We are a broker in charting neutral. However, today we will be using trading our charts. So that's what we're going to use for our example there. Okay, so let's go straight to the charts because that's what really gets exciting. Now, before we go to the charts, I'm going to go to seasonality. Talk about this. Reason why is remember, trading is always it's about trading probabilities. That's what trading is all about. You want to look for past patterns to repeat into the current time right now, and then you want to confirm them with technical analysis. So a really good place to start is not to complicate things. Use it, which is basically keep things simple. Let's look at seasonality and see what's going on. Seasonality was broken a little due to this black swan event with COVID. That, however, you're starting to see some signs of seasonality coming back. Reason why is April was supposed to be a bullish month in seasonality, and that's kind of where the markets did bottom out and start to go up. Okay, June was also a great month of seasonality. So this is alerttrades.com. This is our website, accessible through your mobile phone, through Samsung or Apple, and whatever it may be for the stores. So you could get there, or you could access it at. It is free. All you have to do is register, and you have access to all the information. So I went ahead and logged in into my free account here as mini, and I pulled up June results. Now, June was a bullish month, and you could see the probabilities for June to be bullish for the E-mini, which is the S&P 500, was okay. Now, what's interesting is that it says it's going to move 2.5% on an average move, and this SIV tells you if it's a trending month or not. I always want it to be 10 or higher. If it's 10 or higher, it's telling you it's a trending month. If it's 10 or less, it means it's a consolidation month, and you really don't want. Reason why is you making a couple of dollars here and there is not worth our time. We really want a trending month in order for us to even look at what risk is going to be good. Okay, so here's what's interesting. You noticed last year in 2019 in June, it closed at 7.18, 17, and 16. It barely closed even 1%, not even half a percent, barely up. So what's interesting is based on the patterns here, a big percentage upward movement. Typically, what you're going to notice in July, it's a small movement up. Okay. So you could see last year, June was the 2017, 16, and 18. June was a small movement up. And now basically what you have is that it was a big movement up. So it basically means that you are bullish for June and July. It's typically for seasonality for the last 10 years. But move happens in June, then you're going to have a smaller move in July. If you had a small movement in June, then you're going to have a big movement in July. And that's typically the season. Now, it's interesting because let's go to the E mini here. And this, we were actually in our weekly market updates for our monthly subscription, and we talked about this on the E mini 2 weeks ago. We were talking about how the E-mini is holding 95.95, and we this Wednesday was pretty much the end of the month, that 29.95 and going up until basically what was it 30.42 was basically the opening price of the month 32, and then it also had another high probability to sit there and keep on going up another 4% higher. And if you look at the monthly time frame, what happened holding that 29.95 level, and we closed out the month. If you look at it here, we were predicting that 4.4% higher than what it opened up. And if you looked here, it actually closed up even higher than that. So it went up another 1% more bullish. So you that was a great bonus that we had, which is another 1%. But we actually basically we're looking at trading long-term investment from 29.94 forward. Okay, and that's kind of happened. So the question is, now where do we stand? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to weekly time frame to kind of focus in on what's going on instead of monthly, which is we're going to use the Ichimoku system, which is a simple system. Do not worry about these shades or anything complicated at all. Okay, the system is very simple. If you're above the cloud, trending. If you're above the cloud, but if you're below the green line, we're bullish consolidating. Okay. So you could see that we were here in the cloud here, we were consolidating here. Them it changed to be bullish trending because we're above the cloud and above the green line. For 2 weeks, we were bullish trending. Then we stopped, and then we basically came back stayed in this cloud until last week. Last week, we closed above the cloud again. So we changed states from consolidation to bullish trending. And this week, you want it to follow through. And you always want two bars to sit there and confirm that you are in a certain state. So if we stay above the cloud this week, then we're definitely going to be bullish trending going forward. Now, the well, here's the interesting thing. So we have these black crosses here, and those black crosses represent multiple time frame support resistances. This was a major support resistance in. If you sit there and look at that level here, right there, and you bring it down to that middle cross, right about right there, that's the level. And you could see how price was. So you got a high probability right now that this market is going to make a move to 32.21, which is that level right there. Okay. And if you look at the support, this red line, which is typically used for money management, this red line here, which represents support for resistance for 9 bars, it was weak and it kept on holding it held it this week and held it that week. So this red line is the major support right now. And this pretty much dictates the consolidation pattern you have, which is at 29.96 to 32.30. Ability to come up to this level right there, which is pretty much what you're starting to see right now. Okay. And if you look at it here, we began the month here right there, which is right here for July. It talks about an average movement of 3.3%. It could sit there and overshoot to that level by 4.5%. And you could, so there's high probability what's going to happen is for the first half of the month, we're going to go up and we're going to sit there and overshoot that 3.3%. So if you look at this up to that level right there, that talks about us moving 3.358% here. So we got a high probability we're going to sit there around the end of the month, probably end the way the markets are going right now is that we got a high probability we're going to overshoot this level to at least about the right here, and then towards the end of the month we probably will pull to that level and close out the month right around that level here at 32.31. Now this is forecasting, it doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure. This is where you have to look for actions time frame. So right now we began the month bullish, and we talked about this with our clients and stuff like that, going bullish. So if you look at a 4 hour time frame, remember above the cloud and above the green line. And if you look here on a 4 hour time frame, we're supporting this forecasting where we are above the cloud and above the green line, and we're slowly the levels here. This was the last bullish setup here where we had what we call our next resistance level, which is right there. So we are slowly moving up to that level. And what's interesting is we're not moving up and moving up with volatility. And you see this big spike here that basically caused the volatility there, and then over here, and that broke the resistance here. So we are sitting there slowly going up, and did basically after COVID. So it's not a normal trend that's happening. You have a lot of volatility in this market, but pretty much by the 15th or the 17th of this month, which is only next, believe it or not, to get to 32.31. And then it's going to be interesting seeing what happens going forward. Okay. So this is pretty much our forecast there. We're going to be looking for actions as we time, and we'll see exactly what happens day by day going forward with everything. If you guys have any questions, you're more than welcome to email us here at info@eiicapital.com. If you like this market forecast, please like this video on YouTube and share it to the more subscribers we get, the more videos we'll do, more live sessions we'll do too. Hope you guys enjoyed it and have a good day and happy trading this week.